Good evening, everyone. I hope we all are doing well and we're staying safe and protecting ourselves by all means necessary. Today, I want to talk about marriage, or a few things that I have learned while being married. And hopefully, this can help you or someone who are planning to get married or who are going through a rough time through marriage right now, or in their marriage right now. Few things that I have learned in marriage is that you have to communicate. It doesn't matter what it is. Lay your cards on the table and talk about it. Discuss it. Don't let the sun go down on your wrath, one. And two, if you have something that's bothering you or your spouse has done something that you don't agree with, don't keep it bundled up inside, because all that do is harbor unnecessary conflict or unnecessary emotions that turn into conflicts. Learn how to communicate. Communication is one of the strongest way of how to build a marriage or to grow in your marriage. For me, that was kind of hard because I'm not much of a communicator. I'll talk when I deem it fit. And I had a habit of, when things hurt me or when people said stuff to hurt me, I didn't handle the situation. I just kept it bottled up, and then eventually that stayed there, and it either become hate or dislike for an individual. I wouldn't even put it at hate, but it caused me, one, to have my guard up and my wall up at all times. It caused me not to trust. And words can cause people not to trust. Trust me, people say words don't hurt. That's a lie. Words do hurt, and harboring them, especially negative words, can also affect you on how you grow physically and spiritually. Because if you speak negative, remember, words don't die. We speak negative, we're going to reap negativity. And so if someone is speaking negative to you and you don't let it go, you just let it stay inside you and never forgive that person, it can grow into something else, or you can lash out on someone else who is undeserving of that wrath or of that emotion. So learn to communicate. Learn not to harbor mixed feelings or feelings that either of you might have. Talk about your issues. Talk it out, even if it's hard. If you notice that it's going to turn out into a big argument, you rest it for that day. You go back to the drawing board and come back with another narrative or another way how to handle the issue where both of you can compromise. And that's one of the biggest things in marriage too, learning how to compromise. For me, I have certain ways. We all have ways. Nobody's perfect. But for me, one of the hardest things for me to do in the beginning was to compromise. Me and my husband would always hit heads. Reason being, I'm used to being dominant. I'm not used to having people to help me. I'm normally independent, Miss Independent, as you would put it. I was a Miss Know-It-All, and it's either my way or the highway. In marriage is a whole completely different ball game. I had to learn how to step back and let my husband be the head of the marriage, because that is what he's called to do. He is the leader. He is the head. And I had to learn how to listen to him as my husband. And as much as I was not used to being the submissive type, I had to learn to eventually become that wife that is submissive, but with her opinion, but someone that listens to her husband, not like before where it's my way and I don't care what anybody else has to say. No, I take his opinion very consciously. I think about it. We talk about it. I might not agree with it. And sometimes, hey, we don't always come to a conclusion to say, hey, we agree and we're both comfortable. But we compromise to make each other happy. What else can I put for compromising? We can also in compromising, we learn about each other's faults or flaws. He might have some ways that, well, he does have ways that I don't like, and vice versa. But one of the good things that came out, or I'm learning to do and he's learning to do, is that we learn to be patient with each other. Patience is one of the biggest things in a marriage, having patience and hoping that that person will see your point of view and that person understands you and understands your flaws and knows that this is just a phase. Understanding your